Greetings, YouTube. When you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. A guy walks into another guy and examines privilege and rage when it is denied. All this anger we see from people screaming "All Lives Matter" in response to black protesters at rallies. All this anger we see at people from insisting that their religious freedom is being infringed because a gay couple wants to get married. All these people angry about immigrants, angry about Muslims, angry about happy holidays, angry about not being able to say bigoted things without being called a bigot. What all this basically boils down to is people who have grown accustomed to walking straight at other folks and expecting them to move. So when those people in their path don't move, when those people start wondering, why am I always moving out of this guy's way? When those people start asking themselves, what if I don't move? What if I just keep walking too? When those people start believing that they have every bit as much right to that aisle as anyone else, it can seem like their rights are being taken away. Now, I've covered this topic before, and I actually debated about doing it again. And then I began to read the comments in this Metafilter discussion and how even the people who I respect, these normally extremely cogent on topic discussions, can so easily be co-opted. And what I'm saying, what I mean by this is that further down, I'm not going to quote it. I'm going to quote one person in this discussion, but one of the people says that the guy who decides, I'm just not going to walk out of the way, I'm going to keep walking this time. I just, why am I the one that's always veering out of the way while walking down this aisle? That guy is being passive aggressive, and that isn't what it is. The initiator of this, the guy who's always walking straight, who always decides that he's going to go and everyone else has to get out of the way, that's the privileged person. They expect you to acquiesce to them. And when you don't acquiesce to them, they feel that they've had something taken away. They are framing the narrative. So when someone says, well, the second guy should have just, not been so passive-aggressive, he's not being passive-aggressive. He's asserting his right to be there. He's asserting his right to that space. He's asserting his right to saying, this space is mine, and you don't get to dictate what I do with it. So even well-meaning people can be following the plot point of the narrative of privilege. Now, one person quotes, I think this was originally a Twitter exchange, I'm not positive, or because it's very short, but I think it was from a site known as Do As You're Told, or someone's account, and it was posted by Clueless, and it reads as sometimes people use respect to mean treating someone like a person, and sometimes they use respect to mean treating someone like an authority. And sometimes people who are used to being treated like an authority say, if you don't respect me, I won't respect you. And what they mean, if you don't treat me like an authority, I won't treat you like a person. And they think they're being fair, but they aren't. And it's not okay. Now, I've talked about that subject, about the varying definitions of the word respect, and this statement right here sums it up far better than I ever have. Some people have just gotten used to being treated like an authority. And when you tell them, no, you're not an authority, you're a person and I'm a person, they feel like you are taking something away from them. They are losing something. Because, in their minds, they have always been an authority. They are an authority, and they will always be an authority. And if you tell them that they are not an authority, or imply that they shouldn't be an authority, or maybe imply that they've never been an authority, that the authority they think that they've always had inside their hearts has been passed down to them through generations of oppression, by telling them and their families and all from their line that you have always been in this position, you always should, that's privilege. And lots lots of people don't like to have that pointed out. Now, the article in question that we linked to, this goes into the more detail about the story about the guy who didn't get out of the way in that aisle. Because it was a real person, and it was a real event. One guy walking, one guy deciding, I'm not moving this time. And I am not glancing at the comment section. Even the people on Metafilter discussing the comment section has made me decide I don't want to glance at that comment section. So, at your own risk, glance at that comment section. There are places on the internet that make YouTube even seem reasonable. So, I think it's important that we have this conversation, and we have to have this conversation again and again and again and again until the message is framed in a manner that everyone buys it, that everyone understands it, that it clicks in everyone's head. And this person here, quoting the "do as you're told," sums it up. We have to make sure that all the people who think they are an authority rethink and reframe the narrative, and they come to understand they are just a person, worthy of respect, worthy of rights, or worthy of liberties, not worthy of privilege.